is Janet TV on the radio, and you're listening to Bring It In with Coach D, where we catch up with coaches and athletes from around the world. On today's show, Heather and I will talk about young athletes making headlines as we ask how young is too young to be recruited. There's two amazing athletes making history this week, 9-year-old Jaden Newman for basketball and 11-year-old Lucy Lee for golf. So let's talk first about Jaden Newman, who in the 4th grade played point guard for her high school varsity team. Is that even allowed? I thought you had to be in high school. Don't you have to have so many credits to play varsity sports? Jaden is someone who you want on your team, as she has the speed, the ball handling, the drive, and she controls the court very well. Yes, this is a 9-year-old who's averaging 14.8 points per game. So, Heather, what do you think of Jaden playing so many levels above her age?
I mean, I think to a certain point it's really good. I did that in soccer. But, you know, I do wonder, what's she playing? Is she playing in a private school where it's literally, you know, kinder through 12 is in one building? I mean, is that how it's possible?
Yeah, she's playing private.
Okay, well, yeah, then that makes a lot more sense. You also have to contend with the fact that competition's not going to be that much. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are good kids that play, you know, in private schools, but I know here in Texas, for the most part, that is not true. You know, like you might have a couple here and there, but, you know, AAU, high school basketball, that's where it's at. You know, a 9-year-old playing up, she's obviously good. I mean, she's obviously the best option that they have. She's doing really great. Scoring 14 plus points a game. That's awesome. I wonder how tall the kid is. I mean, I know some 4th graders, they're pretty good size, but I mean, her competition is just subpar.
Well, I've seen her. She's point guard size, so not very tall, but I've seen her shoot a 3. I mean, she put her whole body into it, but she made it. So she's definitely got some talent, but I mean, my question is, what is she going to do when she gets to high school? Can someone even be allowed to play 8 years on the varsity team? I mean, that seems very unfair to other teams. It's like the best player on the other team never graduating.
She got the franchise tag going on right now. You know, I don't know the rules with private schools. I mean, it's a little kooky. It's kind of like NAIA for athletics, you know, for college. So I think obviously it's legal. I'm sure people are not going to be happy about that because she's only going to get better, theoretically. Yeah, if I were playing them, it'd be very annoying. I mean, like, very annoying. But they're obviously not breaking any rules.
Well, this isn't even why she's in the news right now. She's actually being formally recruited by the University of Miami. She received an official recruiting letter from Miami's basketball program and has been called by the coaches as well. How flattering and overwhelming this entire situation must be for Jaden. I mean, the recruiting process is just that. It's a process for any athlete as they try and decide which college to attend for academics and sports. I can't imagine what she's going to be going through for the next 8 years.
Oh, God. First off, I mean, my opinion on this is, I mean, sometimes they get it right, you know? Like, I think Brittany Griner was getting recruited well into her middle school, I think. I don't know that it was elementary. You know, a couple other people, especially in the women's game, have been highly recruited, or at least recruited, period, younger. But, you know, this is one of those things that Division I schools, let's just put it out on the table, people. If you're going to get recruited by a Division I school, they know who they're going to recruit or go after by the time you're in 6th or 7th grade.
When you get to high school, they can't talk to you till senior year. But because she's so young, there are no rules because they're so young.
Right. So they're able. It's a free for all. I mean, they're able to do like a farming system where they put it in their mind. You talk to the kid when they're extremely vulnerable and palpable, or malleable for, hey, come be a Hurricane. And, you know, like Hurricanes automatically become her favorite team, favorite school. She knows nothing about the place. You know, she might because she's from Florida. But I mean, the NCAA has to do something about this. It's getting to the point where this is going to become the norm. If it already isn't and we just don't know about it.
Well, I mean, like you said, there's been Division I teams who recruit younger than high school, but, I mean, the university isn't putting any investment into her. I mean, it's just the glitz and the glamour right now. Until signing day when Jaden is offered a scholarship as a senior, I mean, colleges are all talk right now. And she's already went on an official visit. I mean, I'm not sure it's flattering, but she still has a lot of development to go. And who knows, hopefully she'll stay uninjured. But what happens if she's injured? I mean, the colleges are there now, but she's got a lot of growing to do. And, you know, it's not an offer. And she's going to get recruited later on, but.
This is the thing, is that schools, universities are big business. I mean, they just are. It's a multi-billion-dollar situation. This is a complete upside. There are no downsides to getting some kind of verbal thing from this 9-year-old kid from Nowhereville, Florida. It's all upside because all they have to do is, hey, we're gonna see where this goes by investing nothing but letters and maybe a couple conversations. So they just send a couple letters every once in a while, a little hey, how you doing, which is nothing off of them because they do it hundreds of times a day. And they have offices for that. They have people that do that, and that's all they do. So all they have to do is just sit and wait. If she develops into a great player, great. They already have a big foot in the door and say, hey, remember back in you were 9, you know, like 8 years ago, remember? So it's all upside. If she gets injured, they're out nothing. If she's awesome, then they just bank, 100% with zero investment.
Well, I know we'll be seeing Jaden's name in the news later on as she will be recruited. But let's talk about another amazing young prodigy, Lucy Lee, who became the youngest golfer to ever qualify for the U.S. Women's Open. She's 11 years old. And Heather, I can only imagine how great Lucy must be at that age to qualify. I mean, I've played golf, and it's a sport that you have to practice a lot to technically sound.
Oh, man, she's phenomenal. I watched a little piece on her, and she was doing some chipping, and, I mean, she just got perfect form. Golf is one of those sports that it's a complete mind and technical game. I mean, if it's sound and she's clearly gotten the right coaching early, put her hours in, put her time in, and she's got the talent. I mean, golf is one of those things that if you can shoot and you can score and you can make the points, I mean, it's just, you can qualify. So, hey, man, props to her. I will say that her little interview with ESPN where they were asking her if her dad could beat her and she just started laughing and said no. I mean, that's pretty funny. So she's going to get better, and it's crazy how good she is.
Well, the 2014 U.S. Women's Open will run June 19th through June 22nd at Pinehurst Resort in Pinehurst, North Carolina. We wish both of these young athletes much success in their future. Stay up to date with Janet TV for women's sports. I'm Coach D, and you're listening to Janet TV on the radio.